Hey guys, so I want to broach the topic of why it is you haven't gotten what you want yet. Because this drives us freaking crazy, right? You know, we're so clear on our desires and the things that we want, and we feel like we're doing the right things, but we get so impatient. We're like, I just don't understand why it hasn't happened yet. So I'm going to talk about kind of like the top 3 reasons why you haven't gotten what you want yet. And of course, this isn't an exhaustive list, so there's going to be many other factors that come into play. But when you understand these 3 and when you can start lining these up and putting them into practice daily, like on a daily basis and consistently, you're going to achieve your goals so much faster. What shows up, it comes with so much more ease. You can't even really begin to imagine based on the experience that you've had so far. So let's jump into them so that you can start incorporating them into your life. The first one is there's this belief around that, you know, we've got a goal, and so we're sitting where we are, sitting here today, and I've got this goal that I want for my life. And so the picture in our mind looks like us sitting here in the middle, and the goal is somewhere out there in front of us, or off to the side, or wherever it is, and it's a straight line between here and there. You know, it's like, I'm here, there's the goal, I just need to go down this straight line, and that's how I achieve it. And this is just not how it happens, right? As we've all experienced numerous times. And this idea of this straight line theory is actually, it's a human invention. You know, we put that together. Yes, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. We know that through our basic mathematics, not arguing that. But that's not how the world works. That's not how nature works. Nature works in sacred geometry. She works in shapes and symbols and patterns. And so what happens when we set a goal, when we have this desire or this dream or this vision? Yes, we're here. Yes, that's out there somewhere. And what that in-between space looks like, what the journey to get from here to there is, looks like a ball of wool that a puppy has been playing with for 4 hours. It's a freaking mess. It's all over the place. It's up and down. It's backwards. It's loops. It's sideways. It's whirly-turlies. I don't even know. It's just an absolute mess. And this is what that journey towards a goal is like. We can't predict it. It's not a straight line. And so what you think are setbacks or failures are just part of the journey, you know, and it only becomes a failure when you let that stop you, when you're like, well, this isn't easy. I was supposed to just go straight there and it hasn't happened, and now I'm over here and I want to go there and I'm just going to give up. I'm obviously not meant for it. It's like, yeah, of course it's a failure because you failed to keep going until you got what it was that you wanted. So remember, it looks like that messy ball of wool that the puppy has been playing with. It looks like my hair after I've been swimming in the ocean for days. It's an absolute mess. So just remember that. But as long as you stay very clear on what it is that you're working for, what your goal is, and you keep taking steps forward, you will get there. You will get there when it's supposed to happen. So bring in that patience, understand it's not a straight line, and keep going until. That's your first piece. The second piece is that you're not being who you need to be to achieve that goal. So what I mean by this is, let's say you set a goal, easy one here for this example, not to actually do in real life, but for an example, I'm going to do a triathlon. Go, cool. Now, if I hit my snooze button and don't get out of bed in the mornings consistently to train, I'm not being who I need to be. If I consistently choose to go out late at night, a couple of nights during the week, a couple of nights over the weekend, drink, smoke, take drugs, whatever it is, eat crazy food, I'm not being who I need to be to achieve that goal. If I sit there and complain about how much training is involved, I'm not being who I need to be to achieve my goal. So if that goal is for me to do a triathlon, the question I need to ask is, am I willing to do what it takes? And this is a beautiful question to ask. Am I willing to do what it takes? And if you're honest with yourself, and you have to be honest here, you either come back with a yes or a no. If it's no, you go, sweet, chuck that goal out the window. It's obviously not something I care about, and come up with something new. If your answer is yes, yes, I am willing to do what it takes, then you don't get to do anything outside of that. You be that person. So from this moment, if I set that goal of doing the triathlon, I'm a triathlete. And as a triathlete, I go to bed early because I get up early to train. And I get up early to train even when it's cold and rainy outside. And I say no to certain invitations during the week or during the weekend if they're going to affect me getting to bed early so I can get up early so I can train. It's just being really clear, who do I need to be to achieve this goal? How do I look after my body? How do I set up my whole entire life so that it supports me getting to that goal? When you do this, your journey to that goal is much smoother and much easier. So remember that question, am I willing to do what it takes? And if your answer is yes, all you need to do is show up every single day being the type of person who gets that goal. And your third point, which really ties into the second, is that you're not making it a priority. So we get in life what we prioritize or what we value. And so if you're sitting there and this is a goal you've been working on for a while, even if you feel like you really, really want it and it's really, really important, if it hasn't happened, it's very likely that you have not been prioritizing it. And I mean that you're making other decisions that push that to the side. So we can bring back the example of the triathlon. If I'm not making it a priority, I choose to stay out late on the weekend. I choose to have that extra drink or to eat that extra pizza or to smoke that extra cigarette or whatever it is. And then it's not a priority. It's like, okay, because if that goal is the priority, if that triathlon is my priority, that comes first. So everything else, even though I'm having a great time, all these other fun things going on, life is happening, this comes first. Now, with these two, like there's nothing more frustrating than being around someone who says they want something but isn't doing anything to get there, or is only kind of doing a half-assed effort and then complaining about the fact they're not there. It's like, well, freaking do something about it. And we all do this. I do this. We all do this. But it's a reminder, if you find yourself complaining about something a lot, it's like, okay, am I not making this a priority? Am I not being who I need to be? Because if I were, there's no space for complaining. I'm just ticking off the things that need to be ticked off to facilitate me getting that thing I want. So those are your top 3. Put them into practice in your life. Really ask yourself those questions. Am I being who I need to be? Am I willing to do what it takes? Is this a priority? And if it's not, change it if you want to. If you don't want to, get rid of it. Chuck it out. Stop wasting your time and energy and find something else that works. And finally, just remember, it's never a straight line from here to there. So stick with the journey. The only time you fail on the journey is when you stop moving forward, if you fail to complete it. So just keep going no matter what gets thrown at you. If it's a priority, if it's important enough, just keep going and you will get there. So really hope that you implement this into your life, because it will have a huge impact on how you achieve your goals and how your life plays out. Put that into practice, and then I would love to hear from you about how this does affect your life, how this does play out in your life and in your achieving of your goals. So pop a comment below letting me know exactly what worked for you, what you needed to change, and the impact that had on your life when you did that. I'll catch you next time.